unkind people drove me to the country where I could have more peace and quiet and more alone time. Is it now that I can't even have an online presence without encountering the same kind of darkness? It's kind of sad that I am at the point where if I am getting a lot of really negative comments, I typically know that a video is performing well. Thoughts are powerful. Use them wisely. Hey guys, it's Kitty Kate on the Homestead. It's a beautiful day here in the country. It's that time of the week where I want to share what's been bouncing around in my noggin. I'm not going to be in the swing seat of philosophy today. Today will be a social commentary with scenery. I won't bore you with my homestead updates. The only two I will share is that my truck should be repaired today, and I have to take one of my little kitties to the vet because he doesn't seem to be feeling well and looks as if he hurt himself. He has a lump on his side. So I'm worried about him, and I'll take him in as soon as I can get back on the road. I have an appointment for Friday. The goal of this YouTube channel is to share my personal experience as a lady who moved from the city, trying to make a go of it out here in the country. Every video I post, I would like my audience to take away a small bit of the peace that I have here. I like to think it is just a quiet, peaceful respite. And at the end of the video, it leaves you feeling good, optimistic, and not stressed out. Also, I'm older, I'm in my 50s. I have lived a lot of life, and I hope that I have some insight that might be helpful in keeping an optimistic perspective on what can be a very difficult life. The way that this channel benefits me is that I get feedback. People share their stories and their experiences. They give me insight and advice, and I find it can be really helpful. People can be really, really wonderful online. People can also be quite terrible online. And something I've noticed as my platform has grown, so have the rude, negative, and sometimes hateful comments that I have to read every day. It's kind of sad that I am at the point where if I am getting a lot of really negative comments, I typically know that a video is performing well. It can be so annoying to just read the same kind of comment over and over again, no matter how many times I respond to them. So after a while, I typically just give up. I also don't like to give attention to the negative when there is so much more positive that's left in the comments section. Honestly, I'll just hide user from channel, and what that does is the person can still see their comment, but nobody else can. They can hate watch my videos all they want, but their feedback is not going to be viewed. Most times I hope that I'm not just misunderstanding and something is lost in translation, but I am pretty quick to hide a user from my channel. They usually fall into several categories. There are the "you're old and ugly, please manifest some makeup" comments. There are "you're a hypocrite because you're not alone enough, you're not independent enough. However, I may be a poser." It seems to me that some people are unable to just listen to somebody else's perspective and experience without interjecting. I think that's really sad because it is so powerful to have platforms where we can genuinely listen to each other, especially in such a disjointed, distracted world. For a content creator like myself, it just leaves me feeling unsafe to be vulnerable and to share and to be authentic. And that's a terrible thing. So I get to thinking how these aren't bots, these are real life people out there in the world walking among us. What's the point of any conversation if you're not there to listen? Now, YouTube, of course, is a business, and I can generate a part time income by sharing my story and toughing it out. But it makes me wonder, for the few $100s that a small channel like mine makes in a month, is it really worth it? And then that makes me wonder, if I was a billionaire, would I still share my story? Unkind people drove me to the country where I could have more peace and quiet and more alone time. Is it now that I can't even have an online presence without encountering the same kind of darkness? I don't want to think that way. But I ask, if I was working part-time at the grocery store, would you come up to me in line and say, "Oh my God, you're old and ugly, wear some makeup"? Would you do that? Probably not, which tells me there's a lot of people hiding a lot of malicious feelings, and that is quite stunningly a very dark social commentary. So I am a big believer in having clean thoughts. I don't wish harm or ill upon anyone. I would never curse a person. I don't fantasize about bad things, and I really try to be self-aware if I have a critical and unkind thought about another person that I interact with. I guess that's the idea of God, that you might think your thoughts are private, but I'm here to tell you your thoughts manifest your reality. And if you are festering thoughts like this and actually have the capacity to outright express them online, I don't think you're in a very good place. I'm sorry. I teach this to my kids. You have to think in your head the way that you would behave in the world. There are power to your thoughts, so try to keep them clean. I promise from experience, the more you practice, the easier it gets. I heard something recently that said something like, God is a mirror. So the sins, biblically, and I'm just using this as an example, are there to show you what your character is not supposed to be. It's not enough that you Don't sleep with your neighbor's wife. What matters is that you curb the desire to do so. Thoughts are powerful. Use them wisely. Well, that's some insight from the old hag on the homestead in paradise. May it give you something to reflect on. I know that most of you out there do not fall into this category of people that I am talking about, but I think we all could use a reminder to continue working on our internal so that we can see it reflected in our world. Until next time, happy, healthy living. I do hope you are all doing well, staying safe, staying kind, and having good thoughts. I'm Katie Kate on the Homestead, and I'll see you later.